Hi, this is Carolyn, and today I'm going to show you two ways to make transfers from your own artwork, one using laser prints and one using pastels. You can use pastel transfers over any kind of print, including magazine pages, and the pastel allows you to avoid the complexities presented by the various surfaces present on magazine papers. So to get started, print out one of your photographs. I chose to bring it right down to high contrast because it makes it easier for me, especially in a demonstration, but you can use a color photo if you like. We're not acknowledging color. We're only acknowledging positive space and negative space. So the yes and the no space. Nothing to do with color. So get a pastel. You can get any color pastel. Because we're not coloring anything in, we're just using the oil from the pastels as a resist. So I'm rolling the plate. And then I'm going to turn my pastel drawing, so my resist, over onto the plate. It doesn't matter how long you leave it on. You just want to make sure that the empty paper picks up the paint and the pastel will resist the paint and leave it on the plate. I'm intentionally operating in real time here so that it's easy to understand what's going on and you don't feel confused by anything being sped up. So now I'm ready to take the paper off the plate and I'll be left with the impression of the photo because the pastel resisted the paint. Isn't that great? And you can do that with absolutely everything. You can do it with the photograph out of a magazine. You can do it with letters. You can do it with a photograph you printed. And for this particular method with the oil pastels, it doesn't matter whether your print is inkjet or bubble jet. I'll just speed things up a bit here while we pull the print. So I'm covering the plate with acrylic paint. If you're not sure how to do this part, then look at my video that says how to learn to jelly print in 23 minutes. So here we are, picking it up. I tend to peel the plate off the paper rather than the paper off the plate. I learned that from other people on YouTube. I have less tearing when I do it this way. So there you are. How fun is that? And in the next part of the video, I'll show you some more. We'll make two from pastels and two from laser prints, and I'll show you how I take the pictures. So this is a printout of a drawing from my art journal. I took a photograph of it, and then I edited it so that it was high contrast, so I have only black and white. It's a printout of a photograph that I took with my phone of my art journal, and I ran it through a laser printer twice. And here I'm using Artist Loft Black to print the jelly print. Magazine transfers sure seem to be the holy grail of jelly printing, but how cool is it to reproduce your own images as more art? It sure makes a fun and rewarding day jelly printing to go through your art, take pictures of it, reduce all the pictures to high contrast images, print them, and then print them out as transfers onto your jelly plate. It sounds like a lot, I know, but I'll show you in a minute how easy it is. I'm happy to say that this one actually turns out extraordinarily well, especially when you think of how easily you can change the size. You can take 3 by 4 inch little sketches from your art journal and blow them up to 8 by 10 or even larger prints. Conversely, you can take great pictures of 16 by 20 inch art and turn them into 8 by 10 inch prints. So here we go, look at this one. It was a great success. It's super clear. It looks like the print will be just as clean as the drawing itself was. So this one is from a laser print, keep in mind. Okay, and here I'm going to do another one. This one is a 8 by 10 print of a 3 by 4 inch marker drawing from my art journal. I mean, imagine the possibilities. You can make lovely little doodles, take a photo, enlarge them a little bit, and turn them into a jelly print. And because you can keep printing them, you can do it over and over. So you can see that what I'm about to print was actually just a little drawing that I've enlarged. And again, this one is from a laser print. So that ends up being a pretty nice transfer as well, and gives you the idea that you can use 2 or 3 different colors on the transfer. That white paint across the middle of the plate is not distracting in the design when it's finished. Gelli printing is by nature grungy, and I don't fight that too much. And here we see once again we have a nice clear print. So isn't that fun? That's an 8 by 10 print of a 3 by 4 inch drawing. Okay, now we're going to take this one off the plate and see how it turned out. Beautiful, almost crystal clear. That's an amazing print from a drawing I did in my art journal. And notice how with these photographs of my own work printed on ordinary bond paper, I'm not dealing with all the weird anomalies of toners and glosses, and the print turns out beautifully. All right, so let's pull the floral up and see what it looked like. Meantime, I've got another one going on the right side there. This one turned out very nicely as well. So this is an interesting result from a 3 by 4 inch sketch in my art journal. Love that. So let's have a look for some more, and this time let's do it with pastel, so we don't need an inkjet printer. Look here how I'm simply taking a picture with my phone, and then I'm going to crop it and I'm going to print it, and that's enough to use. I can print it on an inkjet printer because I'm going to cover my drawing with pastel. In this case, that's the transfer, not the print itself. And here you can see me doing the same thing with what is actually a color painting, turning it to black and white just on my phone, changing it to high contrast, and then I can print it. That was in real time, so that's all there is to it. Look how quick that was. Why would we constantly climb uphill trying to copy magazine pictures? I use the pastel with considerable pressure so that I create enough of an oily surface to resist the acrylic paint. I am using a green, but the actual Gelli print is not going to be green. It's just that the green pastel is resisting the acrylic paint. So I'm putting on red and blue acrylic paint. The green pastel, as it happens to be green, will resist it, and then my transfer will be the red and blue pastel on the plate, as you see here. So the potential for making really clean graphic art on the Gelli plate is huge here. That's a lovely clean transfer. And then here we are picking it up. And while we're doing that, I'll just thank you for following along and apologize for having a cold. I'm aware my voice changes a little bit from clip to clip. Once again, that's a very clean print we're getting. From the pastel on the drawing that was blown up from a 3 by 5 inch journal sketch to an 8 by 10 inch print on any printer. So let's see what we got today. In one of my other videos where I encourage you to save all your prints, I suggest you always put a frame around them to show them off to their best advantage. So let's have a look here and see what we got today. We have this lovely print that was made with pastels. That's the last one we did. This is one that was printed from a laser print, run through the printer twice and transferred as a laser print, and you can see that there's a definite difference in quality. Here is an inserted clip of a comparison of 2 pulls from the same printout. The one on the left is a pastel transfer, and the one on the right is the transfer from the laser print. And then there's this one from the laser printer, which gives extremely fine detail and is a great choice if you have a laser printer. And this one also from a laser printer. If you enjoyed this video, have a look at my other videos on my YouTube channel and join our Learn Gelli Plate printing group. Show me what you do.